Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Third World End. Keep like Kelly. Keep that shot there. Record us a corner.
Thanks, EJ.
How long for you get a fake me, buddy?
Yeah. Would you like me to make it, no?
Hello everybody. Can I get you all now to start listening? We're going to kick off here. Before we hear anyone speak about anything, we have a young lady here. Her name is Gemma, and she's going to treat us to some traditional Irish music. So give her a round of applause and let's get jigging. Right, we're going to get down to business here, lads. And the first girl we're going to introduce here is going through her own struggles in this city and in this country due to homelessness. She's living in a place with her 2 kids. I'm not going to try to tell her story. She's going to take to the stage here and she's going to tell you herself. So give a round of applause for Davina, lads.
Right, so I just want to say firstly thank you to everyone for showing up today. Great crowd. So as Eric just told you, my name is Davina and I am currently in homeless accommodation in Waterford with my 2 children. My oldest is 7 years old and she's autistic, and my youngest is 2. We're currently in homeless accommodation 10 months, and at the moment we are sharing 1 bedroom with 3 single beds. I guess what I just want to say is we all need to fight a bit more for this country, because every non-national is coming in here and they're here 4 or 5 weeks and they're taking all the housing. Not even that, but as we all just seen on Facebook, a woman, again non-national, was given €720 off the social welfare. Now as a single mother I get €300 a week, and that's ridiculous to try to survive. My story basically is the council will barely help us. Now with my daughter's sensory issues, being in a 1-bedroom hotel room isn't good enough. I think it's absolutely sickening. It's a joke, and I think they're all laughing at us in the offices. They do not care about the Irish. Sinn Féin and Fianna Fáil are full of shit. They do not care about us at all. And the reason I'm standing here today is mainly for all of our children. In 10 years' time, our children, most of them will be our age, and if the country is still like this, by then they're absolutely fucked. So again, thank you to everyone for coming out and supporting the Waterford Says No. They do an absolutely amazing job. Thanks, lads.
So, you just heard from Davina. Unfortunately, that's one case of many, of thousands upon thousands across this country, across this city. You know, so people need to listen to that. They need to look at their own situation, their family situation, friends, and they need to start speaking up like Davina. Grow the pair of balls, as they say, and get up and speak about it, and start making action into words. We're gonna kick off with our next speaker here, and we're looking for Barry from Wake Up Air if he can come here. I'm not sure where he is.
Good crowd turnout here today, folks. So lads had a good turnout here today. Yeah, there is a racism one in this square.
We get Louise McKenna from here as well, and right, so I'm going to pass off to Barry, lads. Yeah. What I'd say to you, listen to what this man is telling you and take it in, because this is real life. People have been dropping around us all along. They've tried to genocide our people with death jabs. This man has the evidence, so please listen.
How you doing, guys? Thanks very much. I work with a group of people called Wake Up Air. They're volunteers. We don't have a central command, we don't have a leader. We're just volunteers, and since May 2022 we've been on the streets of Ireland trying to warn people about the COVID-19 injections. They're not vaccines, they never wear vaccines. Anyone that's coming out to speak about this now and they're still using the word vaccine, we need to reprimand them. We need to tell them to start using the correct terminology to describe this thing. It was never a vaccine. In May 2022, we got our hands on some safety data from Pfizer. Pfizer's own safety data. And it's an absolute fucking shit show. It's evidence. It is evidence that they have known since February 2021. That's when they got the data. They didn't release it until May 2022. They went into a court in Texas. They tried to release it at a time period that would have taken 75 years. But a court in Texas ruled against them, so they had to release X amount of documents every month. So, it is the biggest evil, the greatest evil that has ever been inflicted on humanity, and it's come in the name of a vaccine. They've jockey-backed on our traditional meaning of what a vaccine is, where you go in and you take one shot and then you're immune. They piggybacked on that name to describe this product in order to trick and fool the people into taking it. It's an absolute shit show. Our group of people, we don't need a leader. We just need people who are prepared to work very hard and not look for kudos. We go into the public space and we provide information directly to the people that were taking the injection. It was very important to us when we started that we wouldn't stay in an echo chamber, that we wouldn't just show our work to the people who already knew and who weren't taking the injection. It was very important to us that we actually went out and faced the people. When we started, we got a torrent of abuse from the Irish people. We got spat at, we got kicked, I got punched several times, I got liquids thrown over me several times. But I can tell you now that the tide has completely turned in relation to this product. People are now living in a reality that is completely opposite to what they were told that this product was. We ran an excess deaths campaign now for about 18 months. I just wanted to relay, I wrote some things, but I'm not going to bother with that. I just want to tell you about some things that we've been meeting directly from the people of Ireland. The people of Ireland are suffering. There are tens and
Oh,
tens of thousands, possibly
check out
hundreds of
Gary
thousands
Soul,
of
folks, you
people
look crack.
have been injured by this product. We went to a point where we started.
I had the end of labour, mine was buffered and a rank arm also with that.
And we'd struggle to get 200 or 300 leaflets out. We're now getting 2,500 leaflets, 3,000 leaflets out. The Irish people know. They know that they were sold something that was a total fraud. People are seeing their relatives getting cancers. I've heard so many stories that people have approached us. Their loved ones took a booster and they were dead the next day. I'm hearing that all the time now. When we started first, it would be very hard for people to approach us to tell us about this pain. We were in Cork recently and 14 people, we were there for 2 hours and 14 people in Cork came up to us to tell us about injury and death for their loved ones that they say is due to these injections. This is a huge turnaround. If a small group of people can pitch up somewhere in Cork and 14 people would approach them, it must be fucking everywhere. Like, had we have pitched up further down the road, would there be another 14? If there was another group of us in another town looking to speak to the same people, would there be another 14? The issue that I have now is, the problem that we have now is we as a collective are not harnessing these voices. We are not opening our arms up to the people who took the injection. There's still an awful lot of hatred. There's still an awful lot of bile being spat at the people who took the injections. How are we ever supposed to win people over? When is the last time that someone called you a sheep or an idiot or a normie and then you went and joined that person? These are vulgar words, these are disgusting words. Anybody that's still sowing division between us and the people that took the injection is either a state operative and their job is here to keep us cocooned and to make us feel that we're special for not taking it and to keep us away from the people that actually took the injection. The only justice that is going to come for this crime against humanity is the biggest crime that has ever been inflicted on humanity. The only people that are going to get that justice now, and it's very apparent to me, is the people that actually took it. They are the people that need to start speaking up. The content creators in our movement, this thing that's opposing it. We're not asking the vaccine injured to come onto our podcasts. We're not asking the people who have regret because of this injection to come onto our podcast. I have no doubt today that there's people here who took that injection and you regret. It is up to you now to speak that regret. Your words are the words that is going to get justice. I didn't take it. I tried to tell people not to take it. That has been my life's ambition for the last 2 years, and the people that are working away could bear it. And we empty our own pockets. We pay for everything ourselves. And we walk into the public with love and equity in our hearts. And this is now getting a response. It is up to us, it is up to the content creators to ask the people who regret taking the injection to come and speak about that regret. Until we have an avalanche of people who are willing to speak that regret, everybody else is going to stay quiet. We are inflicting the Irish people in pain and misery and suffering because we're not creating the space for them to come out and express that suffering that they're going through. It is up to us. It has been obvious to me that there has been a concerted effort to not talk about this injection. I have a few gripes with the nationalist movements. I'm going to express them now, but I express them from a personal point of view, not as White Cabrera volunteer. We had dozens of people go for the election last year who were in full knowledge that this injection was killing and maiming people, and the direction from the top was don't talk about it. What does that make us? What is nationalism? What is patriotism if it doesn't include the people who are suffering? Like what form of patriotism wants you to hate and beat down or to keep this evil quiet? I'll finish up now. We had a wonderful opportunity last year to go out into the Irish people as political representatives and be on a different frequency and say, we're going to say these things that you don't want to hear because these things can save your life. They can actually save your life. Nobody was getting elected last time, and it was very short-sighted if anyone thinks we were going to march 50 people into that door. but we had an opportunity to show that we are different, that we are on a different frequency, that we're not going to talk half-truths, bits of truths, just to get your vote. So all is not lost. All is not lost. We still have an opportunity now, till the next election comes, to show that we are a different breed of politician. That we're not only interested in getting your vote, we're interested in telling you the absolute shit that we are in here. There is an agenda. There is an agenda to crush Western civilization. Everything that we're living through is part of that agenda, and COVID-19 was the opening gambit of that agenda. If we don't talk about the opening gambit, what are we doing? What are we doing? Thanks, guys. Thanks.
So, as you can see, that's something that resonates with absolutely everybody in this country, particularly in this town here. We had the highest uptake in those death jabs, nearly 99%. A lot of people suffering. What I'm going to say next, before we bring on another little bit of music, is I'm sure when you all came across the bridge this morning, you noticed that there was a tricolour painted above the train station. I'm sure you also noticed that the other crowd tried to deface our tricolour last night, and it didn't last very long again. So, the message clear from us: no matter if you see one of us or two of us, you don't see the ones in the shadows. And we come out of those shadows anytime, anywhere. So, again here, we're going to again reintroduce Gemma. She's going to come back up, she's going to play another tune, we're going to break it up, we'll have a few more lads speaking, and we'll go and we'll end with tunes then as well, lads. I hope you all feel good and give us a big cheer.
Also, we're in bad need of investment in harbours like Kilmore Quay, Dunmore East, Youghal. We have no money for investment, but we have plenty of money for IPA centres. Where's all that money? Billions being spent. We have enough NGOs, 6 billion a year in NGOs. Non-government organisation, but they speak the words of the government. This must stop.
Get them out! Get them out! Get them out! Get them out! Get them out!
Every year we have a common fisheries policy in Brussels, but every year Ireland takes the hit. During the Brexit, Ireland got the biggest hit in the Brexit. They took all our haddock, they took our hay, they took our soul. And I mean soul, the soul you have in your body, not alone the soul that's out there fishing. We need to stand up and fight for our coastal communities and invest in our coastal communities. During the week I was down in Kilmore Quay and I met two good friends, and they're home from Australia. And I got out in the car and I shook hands with them, and I said, I didn't see you for years, how are you getting on? They told me he used to be a fisherman and his young wife. Now they're out in Australia for the last 18 months. They own their own house and she's expecting a child. And they told me they would have loved to stay in Ireland and have their children and bring them to school in Ireland. But they cannot do that because they can't get a house. They have nothing to live for in Ireland, and they never will live in Ireland. And he said, as soon as his parents die, they have no reason to come back to Ireland. Why are we losing our children, and next thing our grandchildren, to a political elite that knows no different? We must stand up and fight. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, apologies there, lads. Some people decided that they're going to come and cause trouble. We're not here for that, so the guards can do the job. So, our next speaker here is a local representative for the National Party. A young man by the name of John McLaughlin. A good friend of mine, good friend of Waterford, says no part of us. This man is going to take the stage. Give him a round of applause, lads.
Here, Waterford. So we're gathered here in Waterford today This is not just another city. This is a city where the story of our people runs deep. This is where our tricolour was first ever raised. This is the city where we had the first ever St. Patrick's Day parade. Yet today, our city is becoming unrecognisable because of mass immigration. 20 years ago, these streets were filled with Irish faces. They're now overrun by people with no ties to our nation. And the onlooking Irish people looking on, asking themselves, what has happened to the place that we used to call our own? In this time, when the meaning of Irishness is being diluted, redefined and sold off, it falls on us to speak the truth without apology. I don't speak here today as a mere citizen of a modern state, but as a man of Ireland. In recent years, they have been trying to redefine this meaning, what it means to be Irish, but we need nothing redefined. We have always known what we are, we have always known who we are, and we're not changing because they want us to. And we will never need foreigners to help us understand what we are. They speak of the new Irish. Well, there's only one type of Irish, and that is us. And what does it mean to be Irish? You can live under any fantasy or illusion of what you want, of what it means to be Irish, but it'll never change. It has nothing to do with how much you offer, or how much you assimilate into our communities, or how much you contribute. It has nothing to do with how many years you've spent here. It has nothing to do with whether you were born here. It has nothing to do with this document in my hand. This passport does not make me Irish, in the same way that when this passport expires, I do not become less Irish. It's not about being born in Ireland, it's about being born of Ireland. It's about being born of Irish blood. If you're not of Irish blood, you are not Irish at all. You can practice Irish culture all you want. You can put on a flat cap and down 20 pints of Guinness while dancing the river dance, but it's not the Guinness in your bladder that makes you Irish, it's the blood in your veins. The leftists will never understand this. They live under the delusion that our recognition of truth is somehow hateful, while their blind acceptance of everything is enlightened and compassionate. But in truth, the road to ruin is always paved with gentle intentions. Their fake compassion is the mask of cowardice. Our struggle, by contrast, is not rooted in hate. It is rooted in love. Love for our country, love for our families, and love for what we either defend or surrender to the unborn generations. When you come out here and you say you're standing against mass immigration, you're not just standing against something, you're standing for something. You're standing for your country, you're standing for your county, you're standing for your family, you're standing up for your father and your grandfather before you stood for. And you're fighting for what your children and your grandchildren will inherit. One thing that all of us as nationalists are going to have to start understanding is that we do not need to justify ourselves before these leftist crowds. Let them on the left say what they like about us. Let them think what they like about us, because we think nothing of them. Let them say what they like, because they have a right to speak. But we on the right have a duty to speak. We have a duty to take back our country. We have a duty to the unborn generations of this land to pass it on to them, just as our fathers passed it on to us. If we don't do this and take on this fight head on, how in God's name will we stand before the future generations of this country in old age? And how will we ever stand before God after that? And on the topic of duty and values, let me make something absolutely clear. There's been a split in the nationalist movement, where some people here today, claiming to be nationalists, seek unity with the loyalists in the north. We in the National Party utterly reject this false unity. One of the most defining aspects of true nationalism is that you put your nation first. The claim of our 6 counties remains an open wound. This is not about keeping past divisions and hostilities alive. It's about refusing to surrender our future. Their claim on the North is not history, it's an ongoing theft, and no serious nationalist can turn a blind eye to it. If you march beside those who oppose Ireland's sovereignty, don't call yourself a nationalist, because you're merely a traveller in our ranks, guided not by the national vision, but by lesser, perhaps more personal motives. In the past 100 years, if the past 100 years have taught us anything, it is that compromise is the road to collapse. Look at our country today. How did we reach this desperate situation? Not through one great act of betrayal, but by 1,000 little compromises. Every time we backed down, every time we softened our values, every time we told ourselves, just this once, we lost something of who we are. We do not save Ireland by watering down our principles. We save it by standing firm in our principles, even if it means standing alone. For our cause is not a number game, but it is a truth, and truth does not bend to convenience. Everywhere you go in this nation, you can see the foreign hordes on the rise to replace us. And it's not just here in Ireland, it's throughout our European continent. Right now, as I'm speaking, our continental brothers and sisters are marching through Vienna in defiance of this ethnic replacement, just as we are here in Waterford. Can I get a round of applause for them? They will be calling for the same solution to this as the National Party backed fully, and that is remigration. Without remigration, Ireland and all of Europe will be destroyed in the coming years. Remigration is the last peaceful solution we have. So we need to take it seriously and push for remigration. Save the nation, remigration. Save the nation, remigration. Save the nation, remigration. If you look, the average Irish family in this day and age with their 1 to 2 children and compare it to the 5 to 8 children that these outsiders have, it looks desperate, but I assure you that they will never replace us, and they will never keep us down, because all that is against us does not compare to what we have within us. We will get through this because our vision is greater than their vision. Our will is stronger than their will, and because their strength lies in numbers, while ours lies in spirit. They will have more sons, we will raise stronger sons. They can have more victories, we will have greater victories, and in the end, we will have the final victory, the greatest victory, a Gaelic victory or no victory. Blue in the bus, yes, you're right.
Well, get a load of the youth of Waterford, lads. That's where we live. Men that are going to stand up and fight. A lot of people that didn't show up here in Waterford today, they walk around, they have their chest puffed out, they think that they're this or that. You ain't nothing on your standing with your people, standing, fighting for the real fight. Not fighting against your next door neighbour, fighting against these traitors. So, our next speaker again is a local woman here in Waterford. So this woman has been on the trade along with everybody else, anti-government. She knows what's happening. She knows ways out of it. Listen to this lady, leave the solutions resonate in your heads, and go home and do your research. Start looking into these things, start educating yourself and bring it out. So, I want to introduce Louise McKenna, one of her own, lads. Give her a round of applause.
How are you? It's a big turnout today. We started in 2019, taking to the streets to try and wake you all up, and we got nobody. So it's great to see all you here today.
That's fucking Gary. Stick it in there. So
I wasn't going to write it down, but I'm going to stick to what I have to say. So I don't love public speaking, but what is happening is too urgent.
He was taking things out, not me.
We're pushed into something we did not consent to, and it must be said. Since the COVID biojab rollout, Ireland has seen a rise in excess deaths, turbo cancers have surged, thousands more are dying than usual, and the young are dying suddenly even on our GAA pitches. Parents are burying their children, families are shattered, and the silence is deafening. Our birth rate is falling, our native Irish are shrinking, yet on paper the population is rising. Why mass immigration? Without debate, without consent, just like what happened to Palestine 80 years ago, it's happening to us now. They are replacing us quietly, legally, not lawfully, not with bombs, but with data, needles and lies. This isn't hate, this is survival. We're being erased, not by accident, but by design. They've made our land a product, our lives a statistic, our biology a data point. They want our compliance, not our consent. But we are not powerless. Every public servant has a fiduciary and usufructuary duty. They are the trustees of the people. The state they manage, but it does not own what belongs to us. They cannot give away what's not theirs, our sovereignty. Now, fiduciary and usufructuary, look into those two words, because that's what gets us free. These government, every guards, every single public servant has rules to stick to, and they are in their fiduciary and their usufructuary, and that's the Constitution. And if they break those, they're in big trouble, and they've broken them many times over. So we have Bunrock na Héireann. We have natural sovereignty given by God and nature, not granted by man. No company, no government can take from us unless we let them. They want us ignorant, they want us afraid, but knowledge is power, and they fear that more than any weapon. It was never just about a virus. The injections weren't for health, they were the first step in a bio-digital takeover. Programmable bodies, digital IDs, carbon tracking, 5G linked health passports, mRNA interfaces with AI, your thoughts, your immune system, even your DNA turned into data. They want to turn natural man into networked man, not free men and women, but programmable, trackable, hackable, obedient nodes in a system ruled by technocrats and algorithms. This is the silent war for your body, your mind and your future. But it's not too late. If we remember who we are, we win. We are the children of Eru. We are not for sale. Our land is not for sale. Our bodies are not for patents. Our minds are not for programming. Turn off RTE. Turn them all off. The future is not written, but if we stay silent, others will write it for us. So stand up, speak out, because no law, no jab, no digital ID can take your soul unless you surrender it. So Éireann go bragh!
We have 3 more slots here, so look, as a local here, and as everybody probably knows, with Waterford Says No, we have a group of activists, and we try our best here in the city to help in any way we can, and also to unearth corruption in any way we can. So recently, I'm not sure if people are aware, we've been looking into charities here in Waterford City, and people may not like to hear what we have to say about this, but there is elected councillors, there is family members belong to these elected councillors attached to these charities, and we have them caught red-handed embezzling money from those charities. Nobody's opening their mouth about it but us. So what I'd ask you to do is follow Waterford Says No, and you will see all this unearthed. You'll see the names come out, you'll see who took the money, who didn't take the money, and who's covering it all up. On another hand of that, I have a statement here, and I'm going to read it out from a couple here in Waterford, and from the corruption that they face in this city. This statement was provided to me by a person that I was speaking to for a long time, and I know his situation, I know what's been happening. And I'm going to read exactly what it says. So, this document is a reference illegally given by Mr. Joe Daniels on Waterford Council's letterhead, signed by Joe Daniels. Why is this important? This man coerced the couple to sign over their home for a swap. The couple did not trust him over the previous corruption with Waterford City Council. He gave this reference to show he could be trusted. After the couple signed permission for the house to be swapped, Waterford Council ignored them, refusing to acknowledge the corruption and saying they found nothing. Even though I have this letter here in my hand, after we're sent over again and again and again. This is our country's due process. To completely ignore these people. There's zero accountability, even when hard evidence is presented. This couple in question are years being persecuted. They highlighted the cronyism in Waterford, especially at the heads of family of our ex-mayor John Halligan, who is heavily linked with the children's group link, who's heavily linked with historical sexual abuse in Waterford City. Right? We ain't going to stop talking about this. No matter what pressure you put on this man, we stand with him. Every one of us out here should stand with this man. And we ain't going to give up. So this is a message to David Cullinan, to Sinn Féin, Mary Butler, Fianna Gael, to Fianna Fáil, to every single one of you. We're coming, and we're coming hard. As I said before, you might see one of us. You won't see the shadows, and we walk in the shadows better than out in the light. So, for anyone here, what I'd say to you, this is our fucking country. This is our city. And we say our streets. Who streets our streets? No, that's not even a question. It's simple. This is fucking Ireland, and we own it. Now, I'm getting a bit wound up here, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to call a lady who's asked, can she read a poem? And I'm going to get that lady up here to read a poem. So Adrian, wherever you are, please, if you can make her way up. After this lady is finished with a poem, we're not going to have any more speeches. We're going to finish off with a bit of music again from Gemma. And then we'll ask you all to peacefully ignore these lads and go have a drink, enjoy the weather, go out, mingle with people that are coming from out of town, even from people that are here in Waterford, and start connecting, start talking, start educating each other, and start fighting back. Start putting those words into action, because we ain't there out just talking no more. We are out there on the streets every day. See us or not, we're working. And also, anybody that wants any help in anything, whether it's with the Garda, whether it's going into the hostel or anything, come to us and we'll stand side by side with you. And we ain't taking no for an answer.
Hey, I'm from East Wall, says no to grassroots. Hey, I came up from Dublin, I'm from the East Wall, says no group, the grassroots movement. And I have a poem for the traitors of the Dáil. We breathe in, we breathe out, they cast our shadows of doubt. Judas of the Dáil, who hide behind the wall. Our government who sold us out, they are the traitors of the South. Our beautiful Erin's Isle, our memories that make us smile. Our Irish roots spread far and wide, and we wear our colours full of pride. And you can try take us down like you did in the past, but the Irish are rising against you at last. You can call us racist, fascist, far right, because the people are waking and seeing the light. We have always welcomed our friends from foreign land, and we will continue to do so, but we must take a stand. And how can you get it into your head, the amount of money to build a bike shed? And don't get us started on the security who signed off on that as obvious enough. They think they can buy us with the budget in the vote. Well, they're in for a sinking, because we're not sailing your boat. We won't be bought with silver and gold. While you line your silk pockets, people die in the cold. Our island is practically full to the brim. Does your greed have a conscience? Can you let that sink in? And we won't back down, and we'll all hold our own, because Ireland's our nation, it's our land we call home. Erden go bra!
So, fantastic poem again. That's what real Irish is, lads. Not over there singing Bella Ciao. You know what I mean? It's like Marmite, you know. But look, we have a lad here, so Lauren McMahon is going to make an announcement for Galway, lads. And then we're going to finish off with our Gemma. She's going to come play a bit of music. Good afternoon, Waterford.
We're holding a rally in Galway on Saturday. It's race week in Galway. All the politicians are going to be on their holidays in Galway. So I thought it would be a great time to send in a good female fellowship from the Nationalist group. And everyone's welcome. This is a gathering of the tribes. Taft 2, Fatherburg Park, Galway. I hope to see you all there.
So, as I said, we're going to finish up here with a bit of music. We're going to reintroduce Emma, and Emma's going to do a song that we all know and love, and it's Only Our Rivers Run Free. Just to finish off, lads, there's a lot of people to thank. So I want to thank the lads from the National Party who came here today with their sound system and helped us out. I want to thank the lads from Cork Says No. They had every intention of bringing their sound system. We had technical difficulties, but we know that they came, every intention and support was there. So massive props to them, lads. Massive props to absolutely everybody that's given us support. I do want to give props as well to a single man here myself. That's that man here. Everybody will talk about him, Satanta. This man has given me utmost support and given us support here in Waterford. A lot of stuff is being said, you know, and we look past that. The real unity with this nationalist movement, it doesn't come with the people that are standing up here. It comes with everybody out there, you know. So you don't look to us. Do not look to us to bring you together. You need to bring yourselves together in your own communities. You need to stand up, you need to fight back, and when we have gatherings like this, we come together as one, and we move as one. That's how we win this. So, thanks very much for you all to come here. Go and enjoy your day, enjoy your weather. Chucky Ayo!
Yeah, folks, I
have another website there, couldn't have that, called Freelance Journalist Ireland. There's a link on to one of the articles, the first article on it.
No way,
to get all the journalists in the country into the
I have a look at that, so I love, thank you very much, sir. Have a grand one.
I'm going to come to Cork on the 27th.
I might do, like it's a long way journey for me, but I probably will come, you know.
Where are you from?
Just Belfast, outside Belfast, mate. I know, I was down there, staying in the guy's house last night.
I live in Cork.
Another independent journalist, you know what I mean? So they invited me down, so I came down, stayed in his home last night for a play to him, you know.
I got a registration for my own journalist, a journalist car, through some European thing. Right. So I actually have a number, I have a number and all, and with you'll see it on my website.
No worries, well I'll have a look on
and you'll see it down at the bottom of the price.
100%. Have a grand day, mate. Have a grand day. Right, man. Yeah. Yeah, folks.
Okay, all the best.
Yes, sir, all the best. Free subscriber here all the way by 9 o'clock, man. Take it easy, mate. Peace.
Take care, bud.
Be safe, look, good hug. Keep watching the channel, man. Keep watching.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be up and down anyway, mate. You look
Yeah,
right.
I've been watching you for a couple of years anyway.
Thank you for introducing yourself, lad.
Okay.
May the force be with you again.
Yep.
Right, all the best.
Take care, man.
Thank you, thank you. Be safe, folks. Thank you.
You too.
All right, cheerio now. Thank you.
We're famous, CJ.
Right, man. So yeah, folks, that's people of Waterford here have spoken. Here's what I have down here in the southeast here, Ireland. Here, yeah.
See what happens up above. See what happens.
Yeah. So I'm going to end this here in a wee minute. All the best, folks. Check out 420 Audits Ireland, folks, will you please, and Gary Soul as well. He's in the crowd somewhere, but we're going to go up. There's a counter demonstration up here. So I'll pick this back up, folks.